Hello and thank you for joining us. You're watching Newsroom series here on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the Southeast region. As the campaign for enhanced security continues to gather momentum, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Umuahia AIG Ebonyi, has called for a shift towards intelligence-led, technology-supported and community-oriented policing to tackle emerging security challenges in the Southeast. The AIG made the call during an operational visit to the Imo State Police Command in Owerri, where he also charged officers to strengthen rapid response, investigations, interagency cooperation and respect for human rights. Our correspondent, Itokwe Kutei, reports.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Ebonyi, arrived at the Imo State Police Command. After exchanging pleasantries with the senior officers, the AIG proceeds to the police mess where he addresses the command's management team and other stakeholders. The Commissioner of Police, Audu Bosso, briefs the AIG on the security situation and operational activities of the command.
We are confident that your wealth of professionalism, experience, and observations will contribute significantly to consolidating gains already recorded in addressing the challenges that you made. Sir, Imo State occupies a strategic position in the southeast, shared boundaries within River States to the south, Anambra State to the north, Abia State to the east, and Delta State to the west. While these locations give the states considerable economic and strategic importance, it also presents policing challenges, particularly in relation to crime, mobility, kidnapping, trafficking, illicit arms movement, and other forms of trans-state criminality.
Addressing the officers, AIG Ebonyi urges the command to move beyond reactive policing by strengthening intelligence gathering, analysis, and timely information sharing.
As we move forward, I want us to concentrate on several broad priorities. Number one, strengthening intelligence-led policing. Number two, improving rapid response and operational coordination. Three, deepening community policing partnership. Four, strengthening investigation and prosecution of criminal cases. Five, improving interagency collaboration. Six, protecting critical infrastructure and vulnerable locations. Seven, maintaining discipline and professional standards. 8, promoting respect for human rights and the rule of law. 9, improving personal welfare and professional development. And 10, building public confidence through visible, accountable, and responsive policing.
The operational visit is to strengthen the engagement between Zone 9 and the Imo State Police Command, with greater emphasis on intelligence-led policing, community partnerships, and coordinated operations across the state and the wider Southeast. Itokwe Kutei, Channels Television News.
Well, after his visit there to the Imo State Police Command, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9 headquarters, Umuahia AIG Ebonyi, has also called on traditional rulers in Ebonyi State this time to deepen their collaboration with the force to enhance community policing. Speaking during an operational tour of the Ebonyi State Command, AIG Ebonyi also issued a stern warning to officers against extortion, corruption and human rights abuses while discharging their duties. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9 headquarters, Umuahia AIG Ebonyi, visits the Ebonyi State Police Command to review security strategies and assess ongoing operations across the state. The AIG, who was received by the Ebonyi State Commissioner of Police, Hope Okafo, briefed him on the state security situation, operational activities, and the peaceful conduct of the recent local government elections.
We have continued to collaborate closely with critical stakeholders, including other security agencies, traditional rulers, community leaders, and relevant government institutions to sustain peace and security across the state. The command is staffed by courageous, very disciplined, and dedicated officers who work tirelessly to combat crime and maintain law and order.
Addressing the officers, AIG Ebonyi hardened on professionalism, discipline, integrity, and accountability while carrying out duties.
I am here to work with you, not merely to supervise you. I will listen to your operational concern, examine the realities confronting the command, and support legitimate initiative capable of improving security. But I will also expect results. Let us therefore build a command characterized by discipline, intelligence, professionalism, accountability, courage, service to humanity. Let us strengthen the relationship between the police and the people. Let us close the gap that criminals seek to exploit.
The AIG also met with traditional rulers seeking their support in the fight against crime.
As I commence this tour of duty, my commitment is to strengthen the relationship between the police and the traditional institutions within the zone. Security cannot be achieved by the police alone. It requires partnership, intelligence sharing, community engagement, mutual confidence, and respect for the rule of law.
The traditional rulers, while they commended the security agency's efforts, also raised concerns over alleged extortions by some police personnel.
The police in Ebonyi State have done tremendously very well, and they are doing it up till now.
I am asking the AIG that they should do something to curtail, minimize the ways and the manners the junior officers in the divisions collect money from the members of the public.
With this renewed collaboration between the police and traditional institutions, residents of Ebonyi State are encouraged to provide timely information to the police to help strengthen security and protect lives and property. The Anambra State government has identified environmental degradation as the #1 existential threat to the state as it marks its 35th anniversary of statehood, with a renewed campaign for a clean, green and sustainable environment. Speaking on the anniversary theme, Our Environment, Our Future, a call for collective action, during a state broadcast, Governor Chukwuma Soludo disclosed that the challenge of erosion is largely man-made and requires collective action by government, communities and individuals.
As Anambra State marks its 35th anniversary, attention turns to a challenge that continues to threaten communities across the state: environmental degradation. In a statewide broadcast at the Lighthouse in Awka, Governor Chukwuma Soludo links the growing threats of erosion and flooding to blocked drainages, construction on waterways, poor water discharge systems, and deforestation.
We are in an environmental emergency, and the solution must be bottom up. From family to kindred, to community, to local government, and to the state, and to the federal government. From today, we are now instituting a whole of society environmental compact.
Under the theme, Our Environment, Our Future, a call for collective action, the governor calls for behavioral change, saying if you see something, you say something or do something, and anyone found working against the state's environmental laws will be punished.
Number one, every one of our 179 communities must participate in daily desilting and clearing of water channels. Our traditional rulers and town unions will lead. Blocking a drainage is now an offense against your entire community. Whether you have plaza, whether you have shops, whether you have houses, whether you have anything, once you are on waterway, it will be brought down. If you see any environmental hazard, speak out.
The message moves from words to action at Solution Fund City, Awka, where the governor, his wife, Noye, Deputy Governor Onyekachukwu Ibezim, and other dignitaries join a tree planting exercise.
Tree planting is a great thing because it supports the ecology. It's a great ecological move.
I didn't know that these traders are very, very intelligent too. They told us that the trees absorb the carbon dioxide that we breathe out.
Yes.
I didn't want to know that.
And produce the oxygen.
And produce the oxygen which we need for body metabolism. And if you go to the villages, I don't know whether you have noticed, the air you breathe there from the trees is more refined air.
About 98% of all the flooding and soil erosion that we have in Anambra happened to the man-made. Through our acts of omission and acts of commission, we have imperiled the environment. That if we don't declare a state of emergency on our environment, there may be no Anambra state.
The Anambra State government charges community leaders to mobilize residents and enforce environmental discipline in order to achieve the goal of a new civic culture and a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable state.
Another cheery news for residents in Abia State. Governor Alex Otti has commissioned the 80-bed Obingwa General Hospital in Mboko, Obingwa local government area, naming the facility after the late pro-democracy activist and former executive director of the Civil Liberties Organization, Comrade Chima Ubani. Speaking at the event, Governor Otti said healthcare remains central to his administration's development agenda, particularly in improving access to quality medical services and reducing avoidable deaths among mothers and newborns.
As part of activities marking Abia State at 35, Governor Alex Otti has commissioned the 80-bed Obingwa General Hospital, the first retrofitted and digitally equipped secondary health care facility.
It's undertaking 301 infrastructural projects in the health sector. That includes 295 hospital projects and 6 institutional projects. About 270,000 Abians are enrolled to the health insurance scheme created by His Excellency and are enjoying the benefits of affordable health care.
Speaking during the commissioning, Governor Otti says the project marks another milestone in the state's effort to modernize healthcare delivery.
In the new Abia, quality healthcare is central to our development philosophy. It is for this reason that the sector has consistently received 15% of our annual budgetary outlay over the last 3 years. By remaining unyielding in our conviction that the health and well-being of the populations should supersede all other considerations, we have restored confidence in our health institutions and saved the lives of several compatriots, especially mothers and newborns.
From Obingwa, the governor and other dignitaries proceed to Umuahia for the Abia at 35 lecture. The lecture provides an opportunity to reflect on Abia's journey, achievements and challenges as the state looks ahead to a new phase of development.
We're in Anambra State again, where the state government's free education policy has received further support from the private sector, as over 700 indigent students have received scholarships offered by Mr. Onyeka Agwowo Academic Foundation to ensure that more children have access to education. Governor Chukwuma Soludo, represented by the Commissioner for Education, Mr. Ekene Ogugwa, commended the intervention during the 6th Annual Education Summit and induction ceremony of graduating beneficiaries of the foundation in Awka.
Over 700 students from primary, secondary and tertiary institutions are benefiting from an academic scholarship initiative by the Education Foundation of Mr. Onyeka Agwowo, a prominent Nigerian industrialist in Anambra State. The presentation ceremony in Awka, the Anambra State capital, brings together government officials, educators, community leaders, religious groups, parents and other stakeholders to celebrate academic excellence and support deserving students.
Many of us came from a very humble background, like to say very poor family, that education was a tug of war for us. Payment of school fees was a tug of war. But God, having seen our hearts, any of us, like our Chief Agwowo,
take it upon himself to educate children. He is not only paying school fees, this foundation also takes care of free health care.
We view education not as a luxury, but as an undeniable catalyst for national development. Every scholarship we award, every facility we upgrade, and every mind we inspire represents a great investment in wealth.
Stakeholders at the summit, including the representative of Awka North and South Federal Constituency, Professor Obiageli Orogbu, stresses the importance of investing in education and human capital development.
We're talking about schools. So please, I want to say that it is our responsibility and we're living up to that responsibility because we consider education as very vital.
But for whatever decision you make, for whatever level you settle, you have to live with the consequence. So that's the takeaway I want to give you. How far you can go in life is entirely in your hands. In other words, your destiny is in your hands.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Education commends the initiative, describing private sector participation as critical to strengthening the state's human capital, particularly in the education sector.
This is not something we do for government. We contribute as much as we can to better the life of our people. Okay? So we are giving back. I give back to the society.
What you are doing is completely in line with what Mr. Governor is doing. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo.
The summit also features the presentation of bursaries and laptops to 4 outstanding tertiary institution beneficiaries in recognition of their academic performance.
Let's head back to Abia State now and talk some politics. A former member of Nigeria's House of Representatives and chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in Abia State, Right Honorable Sam Onigbo, has assured Nigerians that the administration of President Bola Tinubu is not pursuing a one-party state, saying the outcome of the recent Osun State election demonstrates that Nigeria remains a multi-party democracy under the current administration.
We are running a multi-party system. That's what it shows. So it's not a one-party state. So you can see that we have Accord, we have Abga, we have Labour in Abia, we have in Oyo. Now I think they switched to one other party I've forgotten. So it means we have multi-party system in operation.
Abia State Governor Alex Oti, represented by the Mayor of Ikwani, Dr. Anthony Mwobani, and the outgoing President of the Obuahia Ubibere Development Union Women's Wing, Dame Chinyere Onigbo, reiterated the state government's commitment to supporting women, noting their pivotal role in community and societal development.
The women's repeated appeal gave rise to assisted payment of WAEC fees, renovation of dilapidated classroom blocks, and provision of instructional materials to bright minds, regardless of their financial background.
Women should be active, rather be encouraged to be active. They should not be intimidated. And I want to tell women, please be bold and be confident. You can aspire for any position. Thank God in Nigeria there's no ban as per a position a woman can aspire to. What a man can do, a woman can do it.
Now, a political storm may be brewing in Ebonyi as the People's Democratic Party in the state has declared that the just concluded August 22nd local government elections illegal, citing a subsisting court judgment. Speaking to journalists at Isu in Onitsha local government area, the PDP governorship candidate Ifeanyi Chukwuma stated that existing court orders restrained both the Ebonyi state government and the State Independent Electoral Commission from conducting the polls. He noted that the legal restraints stem from the previous court judgments that nullified the 2022 and 2024 local government polls in the state.
We don't believe in anything contempt. There were 2 court judgments against the election. You are aware there was a court judgment that actually said that the process that has, you cannot build on illegality. And that's why I told our member nobody should participate, because participating is more like a contempt. So we don't believe in anything that has to do with we're not law abiding. We believe in rule of law. So we did not participate because there are judgment already notifying the elections. You cannot build on top of illegality. That's what I just defined as. So because there are some court judgments saying that the process of conducting election in Ebonyi State since 2022 has always been coming short of the law. So why would I encourage our members to go and contest? No. At the end of the day, I know that God willing will come into power.
More politics. The Southeast Zone of the pro-Tinubu advocacy group, Relax Tinubu is Fixing Nigeria, RTIFN, has ended its sensitization town hall meeting in Awka, Anambra State, with the group canvassing support for President Bola Tinubu and urging the people of Anambra to be part of the movement. Speaking at the meeting, the Southeast Zonal Coordinator, Mr. John Bosco Onunkwo, disclosed that the Tinubu administration has recorded what he describes as significant achievements across the country and the Southeast, citing infrastructure and the establishment of the Southeast Development Commission as milestones. He revealed that the movement has so far documented 330 achievements of the president nationwide.
To the youths in the Southeast, the NEL Fund will go a long way, especially for those who are of university age, to apply to go to university free of charge through the NEL Fund loans, which interest is free of charge to the students. And also we look at the SMEs, that the Sweden is giving out grants to people that are qualified, especially to the Southeast, that we know that most of the people here are self-employed.
We have established memorial with the people, and the people are believing that the president initiated harsh reforms and the reforms are yielding dividends. All we are saying is that he needs time, more 4 years to consolidate. By 2027 ending, Nigerians will now see the dividends. Of course, it has started.
As the days go by, the ongoing renovation of the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium will transform the facility into a world-class sporting center capable of hosting major international events, and that's coming from the Enugu State government. The State Commissioner for Works, Engineer Ben Oko, who disclosed this during an inspection of the project, said the work goes beyond mere renovation, stressing that the government is rebuilding and upgrading the stadium to provide modern facilities that will give athletes and sports lovers a world-class experience. He also assured residents that the project will be completed within the November timeline ahead of the state hosting of the National Sports Festival.
The stadium is being completely transformed both in and out. Originally, we used to have where we call the popular side, and then the cover stand, the VIP stand. The VIP stand is the covered area, but what we are doing now is that the entire stadium is going to be covered, and then we have the top, everything is being transformed. They are going to be done according to FIFA, standard and specifications. So that's what we are doing here, and that's what we are delivering to Enugu.
And we draw the curtain on today's edition of the program Newsroom series. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balu.